How you doing, FLG families? Corey here. I'm really excited to talk about some things that are happening this upcoming weekend and in the coming weeks, starting with our FLG Select Team training and practices coming up this Saturday afternoon. Reminder to everyone that we are not at Stimson Middle School this weekend. We're going to be over at Oakwood Primary, which is right down the road, which is also a South Huntington school right off Jericho Turnpike. So make sure everyone goes to the right location and please spread the word so that way people don't accidentally go over to Stimson Middle School. Same time, we're excited to start our high school team practices for the first time. So our 22s, 21s, and 20s, boys and girls, are going to start their team practices with their coaches. Practice is going to be from 5 to 6:30 at Oakwood. No small group training for the high school teams. That's just for this Saturday, okay? We'll make sure to get that small group training in at another time. We'll make it up at a different time. But for this weekend, we're just going to be doing our team practices. And that high school practice is going to be a nice introduction to some of our team concepts, but more importantly, we're going to be flying around. We're going to try to get a lot of touches, have an up-tempo, fun practice, and just get out there with your teammates for what might be the first time for some of you. So we're really excited for that. I'm excited to coach up the boys. I know Coach Bob is excited to get things buzzing on the girls' side of things, and we should have a great practice there. And then for our 8th grade and down teams, we got our small group training as well as our team practices. The small group training is going to focus again on becoming a better 1v1 player, and we're actually going to work up to playing some 2v2s and even 3v3s this week. So we're going to work on a concept called the flyby for our attackers for both the boys and girls, which is a great fake pick little nuance we like to do either up top outside the 8 or behind at X, which is something we're excited to teach and rep and get better at. Our middies are going to be working on some 1v1 play as well from the high wings and outside the 8 meter. Our defenders constantly working on their footwork, breakdowns, making good contact, drives. Our boys are working on pokes, back checks, and lifts. So starting to do some of that stuff. And then our goalies will continue to get better and get tons of reps over at small group training. Our team practices, another week to get better with the team, work on our skills, work on our IQ, and get to know our teammates a little better. We got some fall competitions coming up starting next weekend with some of our girls teams looking to compete. And then end of October is a big time for all of our fall ball kind of tournaments and competitions. And then for our younger families in the program, the month of November, there's 3 weeks to recruit for college coaches. So all of our high school boys teams are going to be competing in a tournament or two there in November, and same thing with our girls team. So college coaches come to a bunch of different tournaments up and down the East Coast, and they come to recruit. So it's a great opportunity for especially our 2020 graduates to get a lot of looks from college coaches in November. And it's a good opportunity for our 21s and our 22s to just get used to playing in front of college coaches. So the month of November is a big recruiting time, and I'm personally really excited for that because I think with our training and our practices and how things have been going, I think our players are actually going to get an edge and look really sharp in the November tournaments. Even though we have some multi-sport athletes, we're still going to be looking pretty good there. Okay, so that's this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to getting going and getting after it on Saturday and Sunday. So speaking of this weekend, non-lacrosse related, there's a huge fair in the town of Huntington where we practice out of and where our office is, and that's the Huntington Fall Fair. That's a Columbus Day fair that goes Friday night into Monday, and we work pretty closely with the Huntington Chamber of Commerce to basically give our FLG players some volunteer opportunities, and this weekend is one of them. I'm still seeking a couple volunteers on Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., as well as on Sunday morning from 8 to 12, and Sunday afternoon from 12 to 4 p.m. We just need some help with parking, just organizing where people can park and where they can't. So if you are available during those time slots and have not already been in touch with me, please make sure to reach out. It's a good opportunity, especially for our high school boys and girls, to get some hours as they are much needed as you go through the application process a little bit later in high school. Okay, so that's the Huntington Fall Fair. And even if you're not volunteering, good chance to just stop by and have some fun. It's a really good family event, and it's pretty cool. A lot of local small businesses from around Long Island are there. There's fun rides and games and concerts and all that good stuff. Also, we've been starting to interact with a lot of our college alumni, and we do a lot of fun stuff throughout the year, not just promoting our FLG Select players, but also our alumni. And we do that on our Instagram page, which is at FLGLAX. So if you don't already follow us, be sure to go over there, and you'll see a bunch of good stuff and start learning about some of our alumni and what they're up to, not just in college, but what they're maybe majoring in, what they're going to be doing after college, and it's a great chance to eventually connect with them and learn a little bit about the boys and girls that went through our program already. And if you don't already know, we're starting a live stream lacrosse television. I guess it's not really a television show. It's a live stream show that's going to be going out there, and we're going to be having guests on each and every week. So if you know of someone that might be a pretty big figure in the sports world or in the lacrosse world, someone that's a big-time coach or a sports anchor or someone who's a writer or someone who's just connected to the game and might be pretty interesting to bring on the show, be sure to let us know because we're going to reach out to them and get them on as a guest. And I think it'll be a pretty cool opportunity for them as well as for us to get a great guest on there and be sure to, find someone that I think will be a great fit for basically what our mission is. Trying to make connections through the sport of lacrosse, talk about some great stories that are maybe around the game, but not necessarily the game itself, which is something that we talk a ton on. So that's something that's going to be a pretty cool opportunity for us and a pretty cool venture. So let us know if you have any guests. Lastly, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Coach Wink is traveling over the last couple of days up in the Albany area, visiting a bunch of colleges. So make sure that you let us know anytime, there's a school that you might be interested in, because you never know. We might be out there on the road visiting those schools and checking them out, connecting with the boys and girls college coaching staffs and learning about the school. So right now, Coach Wink's up there looking at Albany and Siena and some great schools like that and RPI. So if any of those schools pique your interest, let us know so we can contact the college coaches on your behalf. And it's a great way to basically get connected with some really good schools and coaches for being a part of the FLG program. Okay, so we'll be sure to connect with everyone again next week. And I look forward to seeing everybody at training on Saturday afternoon. All right, be good.